50 miles south of Green Bay and 60 miles north of Milwaukee lies the forested Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Hiding deep in the countryside is a 14-turn, 4-mile speed palace, which sets the stage for tonight's being the first roadie outing for the SRN Z Grills Series drivers. I am Emerson Arden here in the virtual booth this evening, and I'm excited to be bringing you live coverage of the Speed Racing Network Z Grills Series week number 3 here from Road America on the iRacing.com motorsport simulations platform. We're here at the virtual Road America, and this will be a great test of driver focus and discipline this evening, along with, of course, skill and strategy. It'll be 34 laps around this beast of a circuit, which will certainly be sufficient for a challenge this evening. All by my lonesome in the booth this evening, but that means we have plenty of opportunity to go through this circuit tonight, and you can take a look at it. There it is on the track. Let's even bring up the track map so you can kind of get a look at what we're talking about this evening. There you go. There is our track map, and you kind of see there on the right hand side 3 distinct braking zones I think we're going to be talking about tonight. The turn 1 braking zone, that which starts your lap, is the first prime passing opportunity that you will see throughout the lap. Right, you work your way through turn 2 and 3. Then you go under the Sargento Cheese Bridge on your way down to turn number 5, the downhill braking zone, which is a left-handed corner. That sends you back up to turn 6 under the Corvette Bridge through 7, 8, and then into the carousel of turn number 9. That's going to be a great corner there. That's going to test a lot of discipline as well. Not getting under the throttle too early, not overstepping your boundaries on corner exit. You come out of the carousel nice and smooth. You don't head down to the kink. You start wide, cut close right at the apex to come out wide to carry as much speed as you can there through the kink. Then you have your third prime passing opportunity on the lap in the Canada corner, turn number 12 down there. Very difficult to get down through the gears, hard on the binders, going over bumps, turning to the left as you come off the curve of the straightaway. Very difficult braking zone. It's gonna be a lot of fun to watch these drivers go through tonight. Turn 13, a very light corner where you crest the hill and the car dances a little as you fight for rear grip with the tires as you skate towards the curbing there on the exit before you finally set the car down. You straighten the wheel out and you head down to the final turn of the lap, turn 14. That right-hander has a very difficult set to it. It's almost like a blind corner, even though just because it's very flat. You come out of 14, it's a long ascent uphill to the start finish line. That is going to be a lap around tonight's track here at Road America. Let's go ahead down to the track this evening. And you can see these drivers are out there already getting up to it. Here we have the 12. This is Dustin Montgomery working his way. This is last week's winner, by the way. Dustin Montgomery working his way through the carousel now. And let's see if we can ride on board of him, looking to see where Montgomery will place this number 12 machine. Now right here, this is Canada corner. This is what I was talking about here, getting down through the gears, down to third, down to second gear. Does he get first gear? No, he doesn't, but 60 miles an hour all the way from 150. Then you fight with the grip. Here's what I'm talking about, dancing with the rear tires through turn 13 all the way to corner exit. Now back down to turn 14, down to 63 miles an hour, and then you roar it up the hill. Third gear. Fourth gear now, full song, 150 miles an hour, looking 160, crossing the stripe. The 12 of Dustin Montgomery. He's beginning a lap, actually, so we'll watch Montgomery work his way around the track. We'll catch up with Max Service here in the number 81 machine. And Service trying to work his way around this track right now. Sat fourth. Looks like his second timed lap for the Canadian. Service working down the gears. Into turn 13, Max Service sliding the car, fighting for grip. Now out of turn 14, up the hill, the 81 machine climbs. And Max Service will cross the stripe. And where will he go? He'll go 2:14.6. He'll stay in that position. Here's Tyler Justice. This driver went fastest in practice. Tyler Justice up the hill in the number 6 machine. To the stripe. Tyler Justice will place that 6. And he won't. It's an invalid lap. So Tyler Justice will not set a lap time tonight in that number 6 machine. That's a very fast driver there. Now he does have the help of a stage break, which will come out at lap number 10. But to get to lap number 10 in one piece is going to be very difficult at this very narrow racetrack. Let's see who else we have out here. Brandon Burkhart in the number 8 machine. Looks like he's finished up a lap. This is Brad Fulham trying to start a lap. Logan Truitt coming up the hill. This should end a lap here. Logan Truitt to the stripe. Truitt in the 35. He'll go 4th quickest, knocking Max Service down. James Harris, can he get to the stripe? 3, 2, 1, to the line. Does Harris get scored? He'll get scored 12. Only 12 times then set here in qualifying. And we'll get to our starting lineup here in just a moment. Believe me, we will have the time. We have a full pace lap this evening. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start working our way through the starting lineup for tonight's race. Row number 1, it'll be driver of the number, well, he scored us a 10, but he's still the number 0, trying to get Iris and work with us on that one. But Adrian Schumacher qualifies on the pole position tonight at a 2:13.574. To his outside will be the 12 of Dustin Montgomery. Row number 2, it'll be the 7 of Joshua Balliet, the 35 of Logan Truitt. Joshua Balliet ended up winning last night's race at Sonoma Raceway. A very dominant performance then. I believe it was a 17-second margin of victory, led 51 of the 55 laps. Balliet trying to back that performance up tonight in the Z-Grills series. Row 3, we have Max Service in the 81 machine, Gabriel Ellison in the 36. Row number 4, it'll be Seth Berger in the 77. Scott Kalal starts 8th in the 32 machine. Rounding out the top 10, it'll be the 85 of Paul Bliss, the 8 of Brandon Burkhart. Heading on to row number 6, we'll find driver. There we go, driver of the number 31, Blake Hensley. Starting at 12 will be the 18 then of James Harris. Starting 13th will be the 6 of Tyler Justice, the fastest non-qualifier this evening. David Robertson will, I'm sorry, the fastest non-qualifier. The fastest in practice, did not set a lap time then, was Tyler Justice. David Robertson will start in that 14th position with the 46 machine. Back to row number 8, it'll be the 1 of Sean Powell, the 20 of Landon Cardulo. In row number 9, it'll be Scotty Reinscheld and Jesse Nakula, 17th and 18th. Rounding out the top 20, it'll be Nathan De La Rosa and Jackson Wade. Starting in the 21st position will be Drew Ballesteros. It looks like our series director is graded up there. But a shout out then, of course, to our series director this evening, Josh Marcy, doing a lot of work for this series and getting this series ran right. Behind them, of course, will be then Jonathan Meyer in the 13 machine, Jacob Zola in the 89 machine. Rounding out the field, Brad Fulham in the 19, Bobby Anderson in the 11. That is your 25 driver grid this evening. Plus, of course, a little shout out to our series director. But these drivers now work their way around the long, and I mean very long, near 6-minute pace lap around this track. So don't worry, if we missed some things, we have plenty of time to go over them. I do apologize if there is any drops in the production quality this evening. Let's go ahead and work to our point standings for tonight's race, and you can get a good look of them there on your screen. There's our point leader, Dustin Montgomery, 118 points already accumulated through 2 races, 70 points clear of the cut line already on the season. They're in second position, just 3 points back then is Tyler Justice in the number 6 machine. Max Service is the driver sat third. They're in the 81 machine. He's 43 above the cut line. Gabriel Ellison, fourth. 39 above the cut line. Adrian Schumacher and fifth. Our pole setter at 30 above the cut line. Of course, one thing to know is Dustin Montgomery has that victory at Daytona, and he does not have to worry about being dropped out of the playoffs or anything. He is locked in. And trying to recall our Daytona winner as well, but they will be locked into the playoffs. Our Daytona winner was Tyler Justice. So then our top 2 in points, never mind, they are both locked in to the championship. So you're really looking at Max Service onward about, that potentially that could fall out in terms of points battles. But you're looking at it then, of course, Blake Hensley, Drew Ballestero, Sean Powell, Seth Berger, Logan Truitt, the top 10. Berger and Truitt tied for that 9th position. But then you look at the other side of the point standings. Jesse Nakula is that last driver in the playoffs. It's Paul Bliss, Scott Kalal, Jackson Wade, Kyle Ryan outside the playoffs. Scott Kalal starting 8th tonight, looking for a good point say to his name to try to work his way into the playoff grid. A quick shout out to our teams of this team. Let's go ahead and meet all the teams that are competing here in the Speed Racing Network Z Grill Series. A shout out to Bandit Motorsports, Bobby Anderson, Jesse Nakula, Jonathan Cofield. Anderson and Nakula starting deep in the field for tonight's race. How about Phase 2 Chassis Works? These guys have been on fire tonight. 2 winners already on the season in 2 races. Tyler Justice, Dustin Montgomery leading the charge there. Elliott Sadler Esports, David Robertson, Paul Bliss. They have some work to do tonight, but they are in the middle of the field and they show pace every week. Jonathan Byer Racing here. JB, Blake Hensley, Logan Truitt, Gabriel Ellison, Nathan De La Rosa. Fast guys week in and week out. Ellison, a great run last week. Phoenix Virtual Racing, James Harris, Brad Fulham, Scott Kalal, Drew Ballesteros, Jackson Wade. Ballesteros and Kalal look like they might have something to talk about today. Adrian Schumacher, there he is, our pole sitter out of Tank Racing alongside Seth Berger, Max Service this evening. And then some of our independent drivers on the season: Danny Dow, Doc Holliday, Adam Pettit, Kyle Ryan, Scotty Reinscheld, and more. Tonight, you look at drivers like Jacob Zala, who won the Fiverr Truck Series race on Tuesday. Landon Cardullo competing once again. He calls the show with me on Wednesdays. But here we go. The field working their way up the hill. The long hill up here at Road America. The field in the hands of Adrian Schumacher. And we are racing from Wisconsin. Oh, and a dive into turn 1. Joshua Balliet misses the braking point. Hard into the turn 1 barrier is Joshua Balliet, and he gets nearly stuck in the barrier. The hood is gone off that 7 machine. Adrian Schumacher gets caught out as Dustin Montgomery, who's going to the lead. A wild opening corner here at Road America. We've got more chaos behind. Drew Ballesteros, Landon Cardullo involved. Big time incidents we will catch up with after the first lap is complete, but here we go, a battle for the race lead. It's Montgomery and Schumacher going at it. Scotty Reinscheld is in trouble, but we have this battle here. Schumacher trying to find his way around to 12 after losing the lead. So Schumacher now searching to the inside of the 12 machine there. Not able to get much there. Still working lap number 1 at Road America. Just how long a lap is here around Road America goes to show you. Schumacher continuing to work and try to find a way around the 12 machine, but Montgomery, of course, being a winner on the season already, has a lot of pace to his own right. Lap 1 complete. It is Dustin Montgomery, our race leader. Having a little problems with our graphics here. We're trying to recover those. Stick with us. See if we can go ahead and revisit what happened on lap number 1. And here we go. This is what happened with Drew Ballesteros and Landon Cardulo. Into turn number 3, and looks like Ballesteros gets ran into from the 99 machine and tries to rejoin, and nowhere to go for Landon Cardulo. Big time impact there. Ballesteros was contacted in by Scotty Reinschild, who had a problem later in the lap. The 99 to Scotty Reinschild down here into turn 5. Going to work past the 54 Ballesteros into turn 5. And Reinschild goes straight, having trouble with the brake inputs there. Joshua Balliet with his misfortune on lap number 1. Looks like he just missed the braking zone into turn 1. A puff of smoke, wasn't able to slow down in time, slamming into the turn 1 barrier. Tough break for our winner of last night's race. The battle for at the lead still going on. Our graphics, we got him back here. Looking Dustin Montgomery working his way up the hill. And the lap count should reset here as they cross the stripe. 32 laps to go. There it is. As everyone crosses the stripe, those intervals will load back in. So I know it says everyone is 2 laps down. They just have to cross the stripe. We'll get those loaded back in for you. A troubling start for us. No problem, though. The racing continues here from Road America. A chaotic opening lap with Balliet, Ballesteros, Cardulo, and Reinschild having problems. But now it's Montgomery and Schumacher, the top 2. Max Service here in 4th. Ready to chase down Logan Truitt. Gabriel Ellison in the 36. Tyler Justice in the 6. Working now on the 31 of Blake Hensley. Here we go. And Tyler Justice make easy work of Blake Hensley. Sean Powell. This is a gaggle back here. Powell trying to get through the 32 machine. Seth Berger and Kalal. Looks like he's gone off. Scott Kalal in the grass. And Berger is going to emerge as the front runner of this battle now. Jackson Wade up to 9. Sean Powell back to 10th. Max Service is heading off. He's fallen back behind Gabriel Ellison, and Scotty Reinschild has had a crash. Or it says at least anyway, he has come to a complete stop, an issue for the 99 of Reinschild. Back up front, it's getting hot and heavy for the race lead. Montgomery, Schumacher, dueling it out on the way down to Canada corner. Now to the inside, here comes Schumacher. Not able to get down there, keep it down there. Montgomery with the drive off. And Landon Cardulo has had a big issue. A mishap 4 of a 7 machine. We'll see what happened to Landon. And it's a blown motor 4 of a 7. Unfortunate timing then. Another issue for Balliet. Yesterday's winner. A big time off. Losing the rear end of the car. He'll keep going. This is really the battle here. 4 of a race lead. Montgomery and Schumacher surely putting on a great show for us. Schumacher having a little trouble connecting with the server, but in this battle not being a huge effect right now. They've opened 2 seconds to Logan Truett, Gabriel Ellison, and company. Sorry, Truett 2.3 back, and Ellison nearly 6 back of leader Dustin Montgomery. We're right on board with Adrian Schumacher, and you can try to see how he works his way around this track. Seth Berger has fallen outside the top 10. He had an off track. We'll watch Schumacher go through Canada corner, and then we'll catch back up with Berger. So that's Schumacher. And see what happened with Seth. 77 machine, Seth Berger. A little wide through Canada corner. Loses, looks like 1, 2, 3 spots. And now, big moment for Brandon Burkhart, Jacob Zala and company. He's 89 to Zala, big impact in the 89. He was the one that ran into Ballesteros. Oh, Bayer with an incident behind. So both drivers went off. Both the JBR drivers there of Zala and Bayer. And then something amiss for Bobby Anderson live. We'll catch what happened to Anderson. Sends it deep into turn 11, and his bodies the 66 of Nathan De La Rosa. Back up front, this battle will not go away. I know there's other battles around the racetrack, but the battle for the lead has not been anything short of entertaining. Schumacher stalking and studying the 12 of Dustin Montgomery. Into the carousel. Montgomery not able to break away. Tyler Justice is off. Fortunate for Justice, he opened up a margin on the rest of his competition, but Justice, he started in 13th, already up to the 6th position. Brad Fulham with an issue. Plenty of drivers making mistakes around the track. We're not going to show them all, of course, but the big ones for sure we'll try to keep up with. Up the hill. Dustin Montgomery, and you look back at Schumacher drafting, slipstreaming, trying to get closer. He's not going to be close enough this time to do anything. But if Schumacher plays it right, gets a nice exit, might have something to say about Montgomery maybe in the 5 again. Adrian Schumacher not able to close anything there. Dustin Montgomery doing a great job by the way, of fending off somebody who I thought was definitely going to be running away with this one. Just from previous experience in Speed Racing Network, Adrian Schumacher has been the road guy when it comes to road racing here in SRN. But we did not do chassis works. Tyler Justice running fastest in practice. And, well, you know, they've not pulled away from Adrian Schumacher. To even run close to Adrian Schumacher, to us in seasons past, just looked absolutely insane, inhumane, if you will. This dude was an alien. With the last name of Schumacher, I mean, you were almost destined to always be that. And Paul Bliss has gone around. Looks like this is off in 6th. And so a moment for Paul Bliss. We'll try to see what happened then to the 85 machine. And a wheel hop at the top of the hill, turn 6. 85 going around. Here you go again. You can see the trees kind of impeding our coverage this evening. What these drivers have going for them, right, is they're coming around to the completion of lap 5. Right, they'll start lap 6 here. We have a stage yellow at lap 10. Once the top 10 have crossed the stripe. So we're going to have a pretty long caution period here for the stage break, for these drivers to reset and think about it, right? So if you make a mistake now, you know, not a drastic mistake, but a small one, right, and you lose the lead, and we have a car off, so one of Sean Powell. Let's see what happened. Battling it out with teammate. I'm sorry, not teammate. David Robertson, the 46, is out of Elliott Sadler Esports. Little contact there off the track. And then returns to the surface. Clips the inside curbing and loses it right in front of, I believe that was the 77 of Seth Berger. No damage, but he was parked in the grass for a bit. Looks like he's trying to get the car restarted there. Fires it back up and continues on. So a tough going in for Sean Powell, which brings everyone up a spot. I believe we're looking at Hensley, Wade, Robertson, and Berger now inside the top 10, and Robertson has spun out then at the top of the hill, turn 6. David Robertson has had his misfortune then here in turn 6. Watch him here. Out of turn 5 was already fighting the rear end. Seth Berger was then applying the pressure side by side into 6, and Robertson wheel hops it, losing the rear end of the 46 machine. Berger goes on by, and Robertson only loses 1 spot in that exchange. Tough work there for David Robertson. Back up front, Montgomery heads Schumacher here at Road America. Another off then for Sean Powell, heading towards the carousel. Brandon Burkhart had an off as well behind. How about Logan Truitt? We haven't talked much about Logan today, but he's had a night. Oh, Adrian Schumacher has now gone alongside Dustin Montgomery for the race lead. Side by side into turn 1, Schumacher will have the inside line for the right-hand corner. Both of them trying to outbrake one another as Schumacher clears to the lead. Let's see if we can go back to that one. We're going to catch it a little late there, too. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see how it was set up. In the 14, Schumacher, you see him wheel hopping to the inside, but trying to get there. Did they make contact? That'll be intriguing to go back and watch as well. But both of them were fighting for grip through corner exit. I want to get a look at it. Oh, well, we got a battle for the lead still, so we're going to get back to it. Montgomery and Schumacher still going at it. The battle's not done yet. So Schumacher now heads Montgomery by half a second. And now we'll see, as Drew Ballesteros has had an incident. That 54 machine looks like he went off in turn 5. And now it looks like Schumacher is breaking away. So now we'll try to see the battle in its entirety between these two. I want to see if these two made contact. Into 14. He got close. They never touched, though. What a clean pass. But a great battle. They battled up the hill. And we'll watch this one back, because this may be the turning point of the race. So Schumacher then cleared to the lead, and this is where we went back to watch the replay, but they were not done yet. They battled. This is into turn 3. Sean Powell's had another off track. But watching this, they dueled it now under the Sargento Cheese Bridge. Montgomery close. And then into turn 5, Montgomery went really wide, using all that excess room on the right-hand side. Got a great run on Adrian. Sent it up the inside into the Corvette bridge. They both were going at it. Neither of them made contact with one another. A brilliantly clean battle. And then Schumacher just had the inner line for turn 7. And that was all she wrote for that battle. Now, Justice got a great run on Max Service. Tyler Justice made it up to the 4th position. And that was that. And now Sean Powell has had another off. Sean Powell not having a great day in the 1 machine. Powell looks like he just went wide in turn 3. And James Harris has had an incident as well. So Powell, a long time to get back onto the racetrack. We'll catch up with the 18 of James Harris. Harris out of turn 1, on the way down to turn 3. And locked up into 3. Keeps it on the course, but comes to a complete stop as a result. And then Blake Hensley had an issue as well. I believe this one's going to happen down at Canada Corner. So Blake Hensley in the 31 machine. Just carries a little too much speed. Out in front, Adrian Schumacher's now opened up a nearly 1.5 second margin over Dustin Montgomery. And this is where the battlings happen now. Bobby Anderson and Nathan Della Rosa. Back here, this is where we've got Fire and Della Rosa and Anderson, Blitz, Nakula, Burkhart, Powell, everyone all on top of one another back here. Paul Bliss has had an off. Up ahead, around is gone. The 85 of Bliss. You can see these guys crawling into turn 1, though. You can see these guys are fighting for tire grip. Now Tyler Justice trying to have a go on Logan Truitt. And Tyler Justice is going to be somebody who's very happy for that stage break coming up. At lap 10. At the completion of lap 10. After the top 10 have crossed the stripe. So the field will be coming around to 1 lap to go in the stage after 9 complete this lap. The 0 of Adrian Schumacher. Come on, turn 4. He'll start the final lap of stage number 1 at Road America. It's 4 miles to make it back around. And we'll have the opportunity to watch this battle for third. So Truett makes it out of turn 1. Nice and neat. Can he keep Tyler Justice behind for the rest of the lap? And the caution's going to come out a lap early. Looks like once again the caution will be coming out a lap early here for the stage break. And so that'll end the battle we thought we had for that third position. Fire heading off in turn 14. So Adrian Schumacher, your stage winner here at Road America. The field will work their way around the track. They'll try to close up then to the safety vehicle. Probably waiting all the way around the racetrack while the field catches up to the safety car. Don't you go anywhere. I'm going to give a shout out to our partners here at Speed Racing Network. Welcome, race fans, back to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Yes, in those trees is the field all queuing up behind the safety vehicle today, or sorry, tonight. And it's Adrian Schumacher who won our opening stage here at Road America. And being that this pace lap is so long, we'll be able to talk to our stage winner before pit stops and get a substantial interview with him. So we'll go ahead and bring on up driver of the number 0, Adrian Schumacher. And Adrian, congratulations on the stage victory. Was not an easy one, though. You had to duel it out with Dustin Montgomery, and it was a good one as well. No contact between the you two as y'all battled.
Yeah, that was a very respectable battle. It was really fun. Gonna have that for a while.
It's great to see that these drivers, or that y'all can compete with one another without laying any fenders to each other. That's the kind of racing I think we need more of here in Speed Racing Network, and glad that y'all were putting it on display here at the front of the field at Road America. Now, Adrian, this is going to be your first, I believe, of 2 pit stops tonight. And obviously this one behind the safety car under, yellow flag conditions. Have you made up your mind yet on what strategy you're going to pull after the restart?
I still haven't decided yet. I'm gonna let the Ferrari engineers work on that one. God, I hope they pick the right one, but we'll see.
Oh, goodness. And now I think maybe the thing that that you might be dreading here is Logan Truitt. I'm sorry, no, Tyler Justice, who was the fastest in practice. He is now up to 4th. With this caution, obviously he gets to queue right up behind you. What's your game plan to defend not only Tyler Justice, but the rest of Phase 2 chassis works? If Truitt has a go at you as well, how are you going to be able to defend with the start here any differently than the initial start?
Just hopefully save enough tire up, and that's the only way I can defend.
All right, Adrian. Well, chaotic start with Balliet missing the breaking point, and then a great battle between you and Montgomery. We're going to let you focus on hitting your pit box here. We'll leave you to it, man. Congratulations on the stage victory. Best luck to you the rest of the way.
Thanks, guys.
Driver of the number 0, Adrian Schumacher. Trying to work his way down to the pit box, Landon. Which, by the way, yeah, Landon joined us there in the stage break. Glad to have you aboard, Landon. It was getting a little lonely up here, won't lie. But glad to have some company. And Dustin Montgomery does not stop properly in the box. Montgomery has a slow stop, and he's going to lose positions. So Schumacher is down and away, and it's Tyler Justice who will now line up alongside the 0 of Adrian Schumacher. Max Service gets out 3rd over, looks like Gabriel Ellison, and Truitt dropping back to Truitt speed. Truitt must have sped. But Landon, welcome into the booth, man. Unfortunately, you were also planning to run this race, and, well, you did.
Yeah, Emerson, it's kind of interesting to be in here. Usually this isn't the series that I broadcast, but happy to be here. Yeah, I kind of jumped into the Xfinity car thinking that I could be good after probably 30 minutes of practice. So unfortunately, I saw Drew get kind of tapped in the corner there and kind of went off track. And I mean, when you're off track, there's really no saving that car trying to get back on track because your tires are still in the grass. So unfortunately, just nowhere to go there. But hey, I'm here and good to help you out.
Very glad to have you, Landon. It's going to be a fun one to call here to the end, especially with Tyler Justice now approaching. They're coming up to the bat, Landon. If you didn't notice in practice, the 6 of Tyler Justice was fastest, nearly 4/10 quicker than Adrian. And Adrian just had a great battle with Dustin Montgomery. Landon, I think we're in for a great battle here at a road course.
Oh, absolutely, Emerson. We got Adrian Schumacher, Tyler Justice, Max Service. I mean, even we got Montgomery back in 5th, which unfortunately, fortunately, he didn't lose too many spots there on pit road after that mishap. But I mean, these guys are very patient. I mean, I know I didn't even get a full lap in, but I was watching and seeing Tyler Justice make those moves to get him in the spot he is now, and also the battle between Schumacher and Montgomery was just phenomenal. I mean, these guys are class of the field at the moment. But like I said, I was watching. There's a lot of people I wouldn't count out. Like, for instance, Joshua Balliet, we saw him go off in turn 1 at the beginning of the race, and he already worked himself up to 8th, and he's got no hood from what
He
I
lost
saw.
his hood in that. Turn 1, missed the braking point, and he's in the top 10.
Yeah, he slammed that wall, and it's it's amazing what he's been able to do to get back up here in the top 10. And also, I don't want to count out the. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I believe it was Logan Truitt, the 35 Logan Truitt. It looks like he got a speeding penalty there, but he's
He was
one of
having
the
a
one of the
nice,
guys-
quiet day, man. That's unfortunate.
He was, and unfortunately, I mean, there's still 22 laps to go. A lot of pit strategy still to be handed out. So I guess we'll see what happens, right?
Absolutely. Now, Landon, were you down in the JBR channel, or were you on your own?
I was on my own.
Right, I see where you were now. I know what was it, JB said we could pull him up. I don't know. You want to pull up JB? Do you want to see what what the conditions were like out there? You want to compare with one another?
Yeah, let's get him up here.
All right.
Hey JB, it's Landon Cardulo up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, JB, you know, I saw you kind of go off a couple of times on the track. You know, I think everybody has. Still got a clean car back there, trying to gain some spots. What's the game plan for the rest of this race?
Keep all 4 wheels on pavement. I've done a decent job at that so far, and we were actually at a P15 right there, which, hey, if I finish there, I take that off the road courses every time. There's a lot of really good road racers in here, and I'm just not one of them. So I just basically try to finish this race. But no, I got off in the kink a little bit there. It's a tough spot on the track for these cars, and luckily I just hit the side of the car on the wall there, and it didn't hurt me too bad. I was able to get all the damage fixed into this caution, and now we get to play the strategy game and see how it shakes out. But it was good to see we had a lot of JBR cars up front there. I know Logan just got that speeding penalty there, so that kind of sucks, but we'll see if we can get back up there.
Absolutely, and I guess I have one more question for you. I mean, knowing that you're working your way up towards the front, and you had a couple of your teammates up front, you guys communicating a lot, trying to figure out what's the best lane, how to kind of enter the corner and exit the corner.
Yeah, we tried to do that in preparation. During the race, it's more about, hey, there's a car off track here or a car blocking the track here. That's more relevant information, especially with how blind some of these corners are, especially with the elevation changes. So now we're communicating, telling each other where things are and how fast people are moving, and the comers and goers, so we can kind of watch out for a couple guys that like to enter the corner a little bit more aggressively. But we're just going to try to finish this race in one piece, bring this Advantage Marketing and Management number 13 Super home, and start preparing for next week.
Well, perfect. As a current teammate and business colleague, I wish you the best. And Emerson, you got anything?
Just glad to hear from you, JB. I saw it was a pretty hectic start in stage 1. Hopefully a little less chaotic for yourself, and hopefully we're talking to you a little later on then, man.
I'd love that. It should be a show, that's for sure. Strategy is going to be really, really interesting because we can only go about 15 laps of fuel here. So, I mean, it's about, who's going to run it out and who's going to try to split it in half. So it should be entertaining to watch for sure.
Absolutely. Well, there it is. Driver of the number 13, Jonathan Byer. And a couple good interviews under that caution period. I would definitely have interviewed Dustin Montgomery, but I don't know if I would want to bother someone then after that mistake on pit lane. Might be a little. They're trying to stay focused now to try to regain some of that deficit, newly accrued deficit, unfortunately, for that 12 machine. What we do have here, though, Landon, the 0 of Adrian Schumacher, the 6 of Tyler Justice, the 81 of Max Service, the 36 of Gabriel Ellison, the 12 of Montgomery, the 46 of Robertson, the 7 of Seth Berger, the 77 of Seth Berger, the 7 of Joshua Balliet, the 85 of Paul Blisson, the 32 of Scott Kalal. Landon, final restart here, 20 laps to go. Who do you like?
Like I said, I mentioned before, I'm liking the 7 of Joshua Balliet. I know he doesn't have a nose or a hood on his car, but he is fast.
Well, here we go. The iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety in the pit lane. I like a great race to the end. Racing once again from Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. A very clean restart for the field. This time a little different than the initial start. It's Tyler Justice now having to duel it out with Justin Montgomery, Max Service, and Gabriel Ellison. Oh, we got a car losing it. Oh no, that's the 85 of Paul Bliss. Going around, gets collected by the 31 of Hensley. I think he plowed into the side of the 8 and maybe the 7 as well. They're gonna bottleneck. The 99 of Reinscheld's gonna go round.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate, and very unfortunate that is one of the most hardest parts of the track because you're going such high speeds down a huge, very steep hill, basically going into first gear, which some people do, and it is hard to keep the grip on those tires, especially trying to gain the power off the corner. And as we saw there, I mean, they got off the corner, but it looks like everybody was so bottled up and everywhere that he just had nowhere to go.
We'll try to see. Man, so David Robertson, he had it off as well. But Paul Bliss, this is where the chaos started back here, Landon, was the 85 of Paul Bliss. Unfortunate. Yeah, you were mentioning it's so difficult to get into this braking zone, Landon, and he just wheel hopped the top of the hill. He actually didn't make contact with anybody until he spun out right here.
Yeah, and unfortunately, wheel hopping is very common.
Oh no, and the 99 cut across. That was the 66 De La Rosa. Sorry, Landon, carry on.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just saying, like I mentioned earlier, it's just you're going down the hill at.
Oh no! There's more.
Ooh, big impact for the 85.
A bad day gone worse. Paul Bliss. Tyler Justice now under attack from Dustin Montgomery. Horvat second position to Liqui Moly cars. Second and third. Sandwich between a couple tank drivers. JBR represented there in 5th and 8th. Truitt actually, he's already up to 8th from the speeding penalty, Landon. What a restart for the 35.
Yeah, I've been paying attention to that 35 Logan Truitt. He is coming. And so is the 7 of Joshua Ballier. I mean, he gained 2 spots there as well. So we'll see what the end of the race holds, and also like what Jonathan Byer said, we got pit strategy coming up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see somebody short pit.
Drew Ballestero is an issue for the 54 machine. Oh, and he blows up on the front straightaway.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was one of the guys I had my initial contact with, so I kind of hit him dead center in the door. Not sure if that does anything to the engine, which it probably doesn't, but I know he was carrying around a lot of damage around this racetrack.
Yeah, it seemed like it. Also want to point out, Landon, both of our Sonoma winners this week are inside the top 10. Balliet, of course, 7th. Zala in 10th.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's very nice to see, those guys come up and see what they got against the big guys up here in the Xfinity Series. And they're definitely proven that they deserve to be in this series. I think all of them do. But just like what Jonathan said as well, I mean, you want to make sure that you just keep it clean. All 4 tires on the track. As we see, I believe that's the 18. Get
James
off
Harris,
track there.
Yep. Bobby Anderson also had an off. See what happened to James Harris in the carousel. And a little too fast. Oh, and he'll pound the inside wall. And Bobby Anderson went off into kink.
Yeah, heavy damage for Bobby Anderson there.
Oh, we caught the back end of that one. Oh, Bobby Anderson, yeah, this was a big moment for the 11. Into the kink. Loses the rear end, pounds the right side wall, slides, pounds the right side wall again. Then tries to get off the track and pounds the left side guardrail.
Yeah, and Bobby going out of that corner, if you ever drive this track, there is, when you're going to that right turn, once you hit that initial turn, there is a bump. and that bump will basically get you a little airborne. So you just lose a lot of air, and it just gets you sideways. So that it looks exactly what happened there. He just lost it. Nothing Bobby could do there.
Very difficult corner. Well, everything's difficult in this car, but this track just has weird ways of reaching out and just biting you. Looking at teammates here, Berger and Balliet for 6th. Balliet trying to be on a recovery drive, sliding through the carousel. One thing we do know that Seth Berger fights with almost every time we come to a road course, Landon, is he has a what is it, partially torn ACL that he deals with and just kind of lives life with, and it flares up at these road courses for that 77.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things where you're constantly on the gas, on the brake, and I guess there's different ways that you can kind of approach it. You know, personally, me, I do 2 feet. I know some people that do a single foot, which is very interesting and awkward for me, especially on a road course.
I do that just because that's how I drive in real life.
I know, I drive that way in real life too, but when I come to the sim, it's completely different. But yeah, having that torn ACL is definitely something that's not good. And with everything nowadays and how technical and how up to date things are, I mean, these pedals are like real life. I mean,
oh, for sure.
Load cell pedals. I mean, you got to slam it to the ground to be able to stop this car. And I'm not sure what kind of pedal set Seth Berger has, but if he's got one of the ones that you got to slam to the ground, then that's definitely something that you don't want.
He's got some real pedals, some Fanatec pedals, I think.
Okay, so if it's Fanatec, then they're pretty legit. So
Truett on Balliet makes easy work of the 7 machine. I gotta say, Landon, the 6 of Tyler Justice just ran the fastest lap of the race last lap at a 2:14.7.
Yeah, Emerson, I've been looking at the relative there, and Tyler Justice kind of got away from Justin Montgomery. They are teammates, so I know they're cutting each other a little bit of slack, but that 6 is on the move, and so is Logan Truett. I mean, Logan was running 3rd there for the first half of the race, and he wants that back.
Absolutely. So here's the thing with Tyler Justice not able to set a valid qualifying lap. He had to start back in 13th position, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's very difficult to overcome on a road course. The good news for Tyler Justice was, of course, he caught the yellow, but now can he overtake Adrian Schumacher? And Adrian Schumacher, he also knows this, by the way. Tyler Justice was the fastest in practice. This is not a battle. This is not a guy you're going to just lay over for. If you lay over for him, you're losing the race. This is going to be a fight.
Yeah, and Tyler Justice, I mean, we've seen him the past 2 weeks. He's been extremely fast. Same with the 12 of Dustin Montgomery. But as we've seen prior, past couple seasons, Adrian Schumacher is one of the road course guys. And as we saw before the stage break, I mean, he kind of stuck behind the 12 and kind of saved his stuff a little bit. And then when it mattered the most, he passed him cleanly. So I'm not going to count out Schumacher here. I think he might be saving a little bit, try to, have
smart, yeah,
the 6 of Tyler Justice use up his stuff. But also, I know we can't really make it on fuel till the end, but the less fuel you take, the shorter the pit stop is. So I'm kind of curious.
A little bit of dancing in the braking zone. Tyler Justice, one of those who uses all that runoff on the entry to the corner. We've got a battle here between Truett and Berger. Truett up to 6th. Then on to 77. Not clear yet, though. Berger fights back.
Yeah, with 16 to go, Truett is trying to get everything he can here. And he's battling Joshua Balliet, is now in the picture as well.
Berger gets the spot back. Now Balliet wants a piece.
Torn
to the
ACL,
inside.
I don't think so.
Wow. Yeah, you can't tell the 77 is dealing with some knee problems, man. He is driving away like he's brand new. Valiant, can he get it around the outside of the carousel? Oh man, that'd be difficult. He has to back out of it.
That is one of the toughest corners to be side by side by, and this whole track you can't really be side by side in. It's difficult.
But you know what? You got to give it to these guys because they're doing it at places they probably shouldn't be side by side in, man. That was some fantastic battling. Truett got by Berger for the time being, but then Berger got right back by with a dive up the inside. He was trusting the structure of his, I think it's his braking knee too. That's the one that has some damage to it.
Yeah, that is the worst. And I mean, just looking at this, these guys are racing each other very cleanly, and that's what you like to see.
Yeah, Truett, he had a little bit of a wheel hop into 14. Holds it pretty behind the 77. Now slipstreaming. He might have a chance to dive it into 1. No dive. Now to dive. Uh-oh. All over the grass is the 35. Here comes Balliet. Have you ever seen guys fight so hard with 3,400-pound bricks on wheels with 650 horsepower sliding around a low-grip racetrack? Well, that's what's going on right now.
No, I see it in real life, but I mean, we're talking about we're talking about a guy who has knee problems. We're talking also about a guy who also has no hood on his car, and then we're also talking about a guy who is literally, I believe he restarted 17th with a speeding penalty.
Yeah,
so
I mean, way back there.
I mean, these guys are running.
They've got their own stories.
This is phenomenal.
Not missing anything out front. Schumacher over Tyler Justice, Dustin Montgomery, Max Service, Gabriel Ellison. But this, the battle for 6. Now, Balliet on Berger. And Balliet looks like he'll make easy work of teammate Seth Berger. And now Seth has to deal with the 35 again as Blake Hensley has had an off. In turn 5, big off for the 31. Oh no. And JB's heading off. That 13, that rear end looks a little mangled, Landon.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened. He might have got some help there getting around, but I guess we should see here.
Hensley and Beyer were running near each other. Oh, the grass at a 31. Oh my goodness. And then Beyer just had to avoid him. Oh my. That was an impact for the 31 machine.
Yeah, it definitely was, and that's going to be hard to recover from that, but big kudos to JB slowing it down enough to not, spinning himself out there and avoiding that.
So now Truett, he's had now multiple laps to try to find a way around Seth Berger. Back here, a battle between Brad Fulham and Jackson Wade. Actually just took the spot from Fulham. I know that, scoring pylon landed, it says 14 laps to go. Trust me, we're not even close to the end, though. This is a long 14 lap to go outing.
Oh, absolutely, Emerson. I mean, I believe we're running 2-minute lap times here, so.
Yeah, 2 minute 16.
14 to go is more like 50 to go, so. And plus, we still have pit stops, so that's going to slow everything down as well.
Zala on Kalal, back up to 10th. Zala making easy work of the Canadian of Scott Kalal. Jackson Wade.
Zala's car here, he doesn't even have a front end either, so
he's been through it in that 89 machine.
In that car.
He has fought some demons. Jackson Wade on Kalal, he'll get up to 11th. And off for Beyer. That's a long ways away from home, JB.
Yeah, he promised us that he'd keep all 4 tires on the track, but
He did, didn't he?
he did. I'm gonna have to talk to him after the race. Tell him, hey, what's up?
Someone who's had a rough day as well, though, Scotty Reinschild, man, he is struggled today. And oh no. But you know what? I gotta give him kudos. He's staying in here. He's toughing it out. I mean, this is he's at every right to leave this race at this point. Like at this moment, he'd only lose 4 spots. Like, but he is toughing it out. He's staying here, and he's trying to make it to the checkers.
Oh, absolutely, and that's you can say a lot about a driver there if you don't give up. I know this is one of the harder tracks, like we've mentioned, and you go off track and you kind of feel defeated as we see the 66 of Nathan De La Rosa go off there. Doesn't look like he got any help or any damage, so keep that car going. But like I mentioned, it really says something about a driver keeping it clean, showing what you're there to do, and a solid top 20 finish. I mean, or not finish, but he's running in the top 20. But maybe short pit, gain a couple more spots, see what you can do.
A lazy spin for the 66. And here we go, Kalaw and Robertson. Now, Scott Kalaw has been losing spots quick. And Kalaw now has to go on a little defense here before he just continues to get past. And Robertson, he'll make easy work of Scott Kalaw. That's 3 spots we've witnessed now Kalaw lose very quickly.
Yeah, I think you can kind of see him getting a little back. The back end's a little loose, and I mean we see that throughout the rest of the cars. But I mean you could definitely, just like Sonoma, you get those rear tires lit up, and it's no bueno.
Here we go. We got a battle between Jacob Zolla and Jackson Wade. Wade trying to fight it into the corner. He loses the nose. Zolla able to keep it around the outside.
That looked very, very bad for a second, but I guess it was a lot farther than what we saw.
Oh, dude, it looked like Jackson Wade, that nose took straight off and towards the 89. I don't know how he kept it off him. Oh, it's gotten tied up here, though, Landon, for the race lead.
Yeah, I believe it's 6. The 6, Tyler Justice, is just knocking on that door, trying to wait for any little slip up that the 10 of Adrian Schumacher can do. But I don't know. Adrian Schumacher is just so good at these tracks, and he might mess up just a little bit, but he's back on the gas and back on it, and doesn't lose any time at all.
And Jacob Zolla has hit the pit lane, Landon. He is short pitting 1 lap shy of halfway, or I guess 2 laps shy of halfway through the final stage.
Yeah, and Jacob Zolla was running in the 10th spot, and at that point you're kind of you're like, okay, maybe I won't win, but I can definitely gain a couple extra spots because everybody's strategy is different. Plus, drivers got to be aware that these cold tires, you're slipping and sliding all over the place, so you got to be careful.
So Zolla down and away, and he'll come out in the 14th position. Robertson and Jackson Wade now is the battle inside the top 10. Wade up 11 spots from where he started in 9th. Jackson Wade, he's made a good little run today.
Yeah, definitely, and that's that's when you, after the race, when you debrief everything, and that's one of the biggest things you kind of look at. You're like, okay, I might have made a couple mistakes, but plus 11, plus 12 spots on the day for maybe a track that I'm not very good at it's a win. It's an automatic win, and for me, unfortunately, like I said, I was out of the race. I wasn't planning on trying to win. I know I couldn't, but a top 10 is like I said, a big win.
Another big off for Blake Hensley. Uh-oh, traffic's coming by. Oh my goodness. That could have been disastrous if he let off the brake there.
Yeah, that scared me for a second.
I saw those rear tires spin up, Landon, and I was about to say we were gonna see a big time impact. Dustin Montgomery hits the pit lane. He brings in Logan Truitt.
Yeah, this pit stop right here is what I'm most curious to see about with him and Logan Truitt, since then they were actually closer to Schumacher. So we'll see if the short pitting does anything. I'm very excited to see what it does actually.
Jackson Way, David Robertson, Scott Kalal, all in the pit lane. Down and away is the 12 machine. Truitt in the box. And Truitt down and away. Looks like it was a 14.8 for Montgomery, a 14.4 for Logan Truitt.
I mean, I guess I'd ask you this question, Emerson. If you were the 10 of Schumacher and the 6 of Justice, would you run out your fuel until the very end since you guys are so close to each other?
No, there's no way.
I'm not saying like make it, but you know, until you're like maybe one lap shy of running out. I mean, do you? Because I believe
if I'm these two, I'm trying to pit before the other. Jacob Zala's heading off in turn 1. Yeah, if I'm one of the 2 leaders, I want to get my pit stop in before the other. Oh, Zala just went straight. I think maybe a little pressure from the pit traffic. Right here. I think one of these guys, they're going to turn right here. Neither.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's a 15 lap run on this fuel. So, I mean, let's see, we restarted 25 to go, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. I believe 25.
We restarted with 20 laps to go.
20, okay. So, I mean, either way, if you do run it out, you're going to be 5 laps short. So, I'm kind of curious to see how far these guys are going to push it. At that point, you're really not gaining or losing any time. So, again, curious.
All these guys, Service, Ellison, Balliet, and Berger, all coming in now. They're all near each other, too. Everyone's going to be stopped in the box relatively quick, within each other. There goes the 12 of Montgomery. Just gains 4 spots like that. Easiest +4 in his life. Down and away is the 81 and the 36. The 7 and the 77 follow suit. Here comes Logan Truitt on the front straightaway. He might get Berger. And Berger will merge in line there. So it's Montgomery, the first of the drivers who've pitted. Service, Ellison, Berger, Truitt, Balliet, Reinscheld. And wait, I'm sorry, Reinscheld is not pitted yet on this fuel run. Right, yet to pit, Schumacher, Justice, and Scotty Reinscheld. But, I gotta think, you know, tires mean so much here, Landon. I mean, the last lap time these guys ran was a 17.2, right? And, well, that's actually still pretty fast for this car here. But, well, they were running 14s, Landon. Like, it's a difference of 3 seconds a lap if one of them stays out right here. And here they both come. This is interesting. Don't speed, don't speed, don't speed if you're either of them.
Yeah, Emerson, and this is where I'm curious. I know I've said curious a lot, but curiosity is killing me. And we got the 12 of Dave Montgomery. Or Dustin Montgomery, he's about 40 seconds back. See
him on
how
the track map.
Oh, yeah, see how close he can get to these guys after their pit cycle's done.
He's in the final turn right now to 12 of Dustin Montgomery. Adrian, that last pit box. Stops on the marks. Tyler Justice will be down and away first. 14-4. Schumacher. Down and away. 14-6. Racing in Trevor Montgomery takes the lead. It's going to be a battle between these two on pit exit. Cold tires, don't overdo it. So Montgomery takes the lead, and Schumacher and Justice are going to be battling. That might have been a strategy call, Landon, with Dustin Montgomery.
Yeah, I think Montgomery's in a good spot right here. If I'm Montgomery, I'm kind of talking to my teammate and seeing, all right, just keep them battling. You know, you don't want anybody separating from each other, because that's when people can start catching each other. But if these two can battle behind Montgomery, I think Montgomery's got a good chance here.
Yeah, Montgomery's best runner now is Tyler Justice. Oh my goodness! Justice nearly wheel hopped it into the zero of Adrian. That was close. That could have been a big time mistake for second and third place. But they both keep going. Now we're looking at, you know, when do these tires get hot? Schumacher, he's already half a second out of the lead that Dustin Montgomery had.
Yeah, I didn't really get enough laps on the track to be able to calculate when the heat starts kicking in these tires. I mean, they're definitely still cold, as you saw Justice get a little loose, as they both get a little loose coming off that corner. But
uh-oh, we got Scotty Reinschelt around in turn 5. Oh my goodness, near contact. That could have been big. But this battle might just be a little bigger. This is for the race, Landon, between Montgomery, Schumacher, and Justice. And this has chances to be a phenomenal finish, Landon.
oh, I think it will be. If Schumacher and Justice can get up to Montgomery, I think we're definitely gonna have a three-way battle here for the lead. But I think they're just gonna. I feel like they're gonna race each other cleanly. I don't see them, you know, pushing the issue at all. I mean, this is just phenomenal so far.
By the way, Dustin Montgomery just ran the fastest lap of the race at a 2:14.66.
Oh, wow. And the 6 car is putting a lot of pressure on Schumacher right now, so that's definitely good news for Montgomery. But I don't know, when, like you mentioned, Emerson, when do those tires kick in?
I think they're hot now. It's now about using them. You don't want to overuse them, right? Because you don't want 2 laps to go to come around and you have no rear grip left. Because that would still be a long 8 miles. But you don't want to sit there and be passive with it either, right? And then come 2 laps to go and you don't have a chance. A big time 2-car incident here between Hensley. Looks like that's the 84 of Nikula. Try to quickly see what happened. Into Canada corner. Coming off. Oh no, he overcorrects it. Oh my goodness, into the 84. Adrian is there.
Yeah, Emerson, I was just about to say Adrian's there. Kind of gained a little gap over of Justice. So I think Schumacher's just setting his eyes on front instead of looking backwards.
Well, here we are, Landon. I started the show, right? We are 50 miles away from Green Bay, 60 miles away from Milwaukee. Here in the middle of Wisconsin. Oh, a car's off. That's Adrian. Oh, no. And that's going to be hard to overcome for Adrian Schumacher.
Man, that is really heartbreaking there. It looks like he just got his left sides on that dirt and it just kind of shot him into the grass.
Yup.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
It is, unfortunately, that is one of the easiest things to do at this track, because that grass pays you no favors. And I honestly, Emerson, I don't think he's going to be able to catch up to these these two.
He's certainly gonna try, but I don't know if he's gonna catch and pass them both. Here's the something amiss with Brandon Burkhart. Loops it around in turn 5. One of the Liqui Moly cars. Now it's teammates battling though, Landon. Now I don't know how hard they're gonna battle, but both of these drivers, they have one win on the season. Who wants a second?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at this point, there's no teammates. You know, when it comes down to 2 to go, 1 to go, you're kind of racing for everything here. And yeah, you guys already got to win and everything like that, but points are a plus. Bonus points matter a lot. So you don't want to just be like, oh, okay, well, you know, I'll just give it to them. Because no, we're racers. We don't just give things to people, you know?
Absolutely not.
Yes, they're teammates.
I gotta say, Adrian has already caught over a second this lap.
Okay, well, maybe.
I don't know if it's over.
Adrian wants some redemption here.
He's driving mad. But you're right. With the teammates, all it is the same sponsor right now. You're just looking at the same back bumper that you have right now. This is all for, you know, $30. This is for another win. This is for the say-so, right? You know, the chance to brag to your teammate. Yeah, I outdid you on the roadie.
Yeah, absolutely. And $30 is it's $30, you know. And if I'm one of these guys, I am muting my microphone right now. I am not listening to anybody in that chat. I don't want my teammate being like, "Can you please just let me by? I need this."
I just gotta say, Adrian Schumacher, he just ran a 2:14.1. That would have been the fastest lap if Tyler Justice just didn't also run a 2:14.1 the previous lap. But Schumacher is setting fastest lap pace right now, trying to catch these guys.
Yeah, and with 6 to go, he's already down to 3.5 seconds, so he is definitely making some hay on these guys.
Like, catching's one thing, Landon. Passing's another.
Absolutely, and we're kind of roles reversed now. I mean, so if I'm Schumacher, I want these two to keep battling, and because that's going to cause a little bit, and we see some smoke there.
Oh, Nathan De La Rosa. Big time incident for the 66. Let's see if we can catch it quickly. Oh, he clips the grass, Landon. Oh, no. Oh.
Oh. Yeah, that grass is scary. There's no saving it once you hit that grass.
You know what? Heads up, though, from De La Rosa to drive it off the track and just park. Get out of the leader's way as they were coming up the hill.
Absolutely.
Oh, sideways! The 6! Right now, I don't know how hard how hard is Justice trying. You think he's going 100% right now? You think he's going like 90, 80? You know, it is teammates. There's still 6 laps to go, right? So over 24 miles left. But you don't want Adrian to catch you, and then you both be preoccupied.
You know, Emerson, I think Justice is going about 80% right now because he's trying to put enough pressure on the 12 to kind of slip him up a little bit. But at that point, you got to realize there's a guy right behind you that is on the move. He is coming. So do you want to give your 100% so far? As we see, looks like Justice is kind of peeking out a little bit, but
Filling that mirror.
It's kind of difficult to tell, especially with these two being teammates.
So last lap for the 12 of Montgomery, 2:15.97. For the 6 of Tyler Justice, 2:15.89. For the 0 of Adrian Schumacher, 2:15.49. So another half second.
Oh, I've been saying the 10. Sorry.
Well, it's a 10 on scoring, but There's a 0 on there. I don't know. One of these days, iRacing will give us the 0.
Do the 10 or the 0, both the same thing.
All I know is Adrian trying to make that 3-second gap become a 0. And he's brought it within 3.
Yeah, and these guys are holding steady right now, and Schumacher is just sticking right there at that 3-second mark. I don't know, Emerson. This is going to be crazy.
This one is going to be good. But I think Adrian now, he needs these guys to battle. I don't know if Adrian's going to be able to catch on raw pace. I think he might have used up the tires. He's still catching, but not fast enough right now to pass. He's going to need a battle. He's going to need some mistakes. Are these guys, you know, these high I-rated guys, are they going to make that mistake? Justice all over the rear end of the 12. Out of 14. Slipping, sliding, finding the limits of the grip. Schumacher, another great corner. He's going to need some help, I think, now to catch this battle.
Yeah, and we got a couple slower guys coming up here. I'm not sure if that will affect anything, but I mean, Justice is there. He is stalking them right now.
Schumacher ran a 2:15.5 to Justice and Montgomery's 2:16.0s. Another half second. But right now, Landon, half a second is just going to get him there. It won't get him around him.
Yeah, and looking at the relative in the lap times, and it looks like Schumacher actually gained a half a second that whole entire lap. So we still got 4 to go. I mean, plenty of time to wait for a mistake or even, you know, get there on raw speed.
Oh! Contact!
And this is what Schumacher wants.
That's what he needs if he's going to get back in this one. Lap car's got to get out of the way here. He does. Oh, it's a teammate. Oh, this might be intriguing with Adrian. How does the teammate fare with the 10? Adrian's also blinking, trying to get around the 8 machine.
Yeah, and I think...
Oh, he gets out of the way. That's respectable. He could have easily sat on the racing line. But he gets out of the way to let the guys battle.
I mean, these guys...
Oh, baby.
There's not an inch between these guys. Oh!
Around the outside! Tyler Justice now going side by side. Justice trying to fight into turn 13. Montgomery high. Justice on the left. Still side by side. Now here comes Schumacher. Justice on the left side. Montgomery trying to put the power down. Oh my goodness, the egg went straight.
This is what Schumacher wanted to see, and he's already at basically a second behind these guys. So, wow.
But now, Schumacher, he's all but there. Does he have the tire life to fight both of these guys? Does Montgomery have what it takes to get back to the 6? The 6 sliding into the corner, and the 6 is almost going to go round. Here comes the 12. Now this is some great stuff. Montgomery back to the lead.
Yeah, that second and a half that Schumacher was behind just went to a half a second.
Yep, this is it. 3 cars. 3-car battle. Oh my goodness. 2 teammates out of Phase 2 Chassis Works. Montgomery and Justice, the tank driver of Adrian Schumacher, who we've seen just dominate these road courses. He's had to go through some tough competition today. Landon, these 3 have a 19-second gap on the rest of the field. It is just these 3.
Yeah, Emerson. Oh, whoa, as we see the 6 of Tyler Justice get a little squirrely there, but I don't know. These guys look like they all have the same pace in their cars, but this is magnificent.
This is amazing battling from all three drivers now. You know, Justice is mad, but did he overheat his rear tires by going through that slide?
And I know they're teammates, but I'm going to be honest, they have not done anything to, honestly, I would think, to make each other mad. I mean, they're racing very hard, but very clean as well.
Proper
I mean, yeah,
racing.
maybe, absolutely. And just maybe just a little nudge here to move them out of the way, but no harm, no foul.
Two laps to go, Landon. 8 miles to settle it. Justice trying to get to the rear end. Adrian, he just wants him to get side by side one more time. If they do, he's gonna put it in. He's gonna put it in that battle.
Yeah, Schumacher is waiting for them to go side by side, and honestly, I think that might happen. We see Montgomery a little bit faster in some parts of the track, but Justice kind of eats him up in the others. So, yeah, Schumacher is there.
2 laps to go. Who can keep it on the pavement? Also, lap traffic being approached by this 3-car battle. That's another teammate. Oh, the teammate's gone off in front of the leaders.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness, that could have been big time. Adrian to the left side of Tyler Justice. They're gonna fight into 6. Side by side, this is what Montgomery needs. Adrian losing the grip on the rear tires. Justice clears. Montgomery now has a second. But he's got a lap car sitting on the racing line. That now into the favor of Tyler Justice. What is happening?
I have no idea. Wow. This is exciting.
By the way, they've opened their gap on the field nearly 20 seconds to now Gabriel Ellison in 4th. If anything were to happen to all 3 of them.
Yeah, I mean, if anything happened to if something happened to all 3 of them, I mean, I think they can, get
They
going.
might be able to gather it back up.
Exactly. I mean, they're far enough ahead, but I mean, we're with 2 to go, and I mean, there's still a lot of racing to go, and a lot of base that you can gain on this, especially with how fast these guys are running.
Well, here we go. It's Dustin Montgomery leading Tyler Justice and Adrian Schumacher. 1 lap to go from Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. It's been a phenomenal battle to get here, but who's going to get back to the line first now? We got a car around in turn 1. That's the 85 of Paul Bliss, right on the racing line. The leaders got to work their way through. They got to sift through.
Yeah, Schumacher caught that lap car at a wrong time.
Unfortunate timing for the 0.
Absolutely. But with the way these top 2 are running, if I'm Schumacher, I wouldn't give up just yet.
Oh, there's no need to give up now. These 2 are going to have a proper battle. Out of 5, Montgomery still heads Justice up the hill. Justice drives straight through the center of the corner, nearly to the rear end. Putting it all on the line here at Road America. Justice bobbles under the braking. Justice has to perfect his exit out of the kink and maybe have it go into Canada corner. Sideways, losing rear grip, and that might be all Montgomery needs. Sending it through the kink. Justice losing control.
See what I mean, though? He got in the grass, but he still held on to second. I mean, these guys are on rails right now.
Phenomenal driving displays put on by all three of these guys. But through turn 13 for the final time, Jonathan Byer in front of the leader. Tyler Justice sideways, trying to get there. Byer trying to stay on the lead lap. Dustin Montgomery is going to come across the line and win at Road America in a phenomenal final battle. Tyler Justice second, Adrian Schumacher third. Oh my goodness. Landon, when you saw before pit stops, it was Adrian Schumacher and Tyler Justice running away with this one. Did you think that Dustin Montgomery was going to be the one to end up on top?
Oh man, Emerson, I honestly, I didn't. I know he had that trouble on pit road and kind of shuffled him back a little bit, but I mean, he made quick work on that restart. And when I saw that, you know, he came in a couple laps earlier than the two leaders of Schumacher and Justice, and when he got the lead, I mean, I thought he was going to set sail with how cold the tires get and how loose it gets, but I mean, these guys just proved me wrong. So I mean, I mean, there's no explanation. This is just phenomenal racing.
Landon, that might be the best race on the season so far.
Oh, no doubt.
For the league, man. That was a great battle.
And what a heads up for, you know, the 6 and the 12 car. I mean, their teammates, they raced each other clean, but they also gave it their all, 100%. I mean, we saw them beating and banging on each other, but no harm, no foul. I think pretty much the only mistakes that they were making was, you know,
their own mistakes.
Exactly. It was on their own. I mean, we saw the 6 kind of get, I want to say, believe turn 3, turn 2 or turn 3, kind of got a little loose, back end got a little squirrely, which made the, you know, the 12 get there and pass him again. But man, like I said, I believe this is one of the best races of the season so far.
I will find it hard to argue this one. And Landon, not only was that probably the hardest fought battle to the end, but as you were saying, that might be one of the cleanest battles we've seen.
Oh, yeah.
That was straight up, you know, mono racing, driver's skill doing the talking, Landon. And we had the show, right? I mean, road courses, again, I think they're here to stay more than anything. People may not appreciate, you know, the roadies, but we definitely got a great show in the favor of road courses tonight.
Yeah, and we talked about this last night when we were at Sonoma, and road courses are the future of racing, and there are so many great road courses out there, and these tracks, Road America being one of my personal favorites, and we got Sonoma and Watkins Glen, but there's so many tracks out there that are just phenomenal, and a lot of people don't like road courses, and trust me, I was at that point in time where I'm like, oh great, a road course, but it's a whole new skill. You know, you're not just turning left the whole time, going, you know, 180 miles an hour without having to hit the brake. This puts you up to the challenge.
Well, there it is. Dustin Montgomery doing the straight line burnout down the front straightaway. There it goes. The engine let go on to 12. What a great race. And I mean, I know Dustin Montgomery, he already won at Las Vegas, right? And it would have been fantastic to get a winner tonight that, you know, hasn't already won on the season, Landon. But Dustin Montgomery, very much the deserving winner tonight. Had to duel it out with two very fast competitors, one being a teammate, and Dustin Montgomery. My goodness. Did you think you were going to be able to get it done on the roadie tonight?
No, not a chance. I thought, if I undercut them, just try to keep it on the track, something might shake out. Who knows? And they made more mistakes than I did there at the end, and it worked out.
It seemed like it. Dustin, I think the biggest point that really, made your bet tonight was the pit call. While, you were still in a hard-fought battle, the pit call not only took you from so far out of the battle between Justice and Schumacher, it put you ahead of them. And they had to catch you. They had to use up some of their stuff to catch you. So I think that had a huge factor in it. What brought you down pit road the 2 laps earlier?
Just that. I thought, I couldn't match either one of them on speed, Tyler or Schumacher. So I thought if I get in front of them, my hope is that they would get to battling behind me and maybe give me a chance to break away. But, it was awesome racing at the end, side by side with these guys. It was a lot of fun.
And you know what Landon and I witnessed tonight is, yeah, y'all got close and y'all leaned on each other a little bit. But I think between the three of y'all, not a single move done by any of you three tonight was a dirty move. I know you and Tyler are teammates, but I mean, it was some of the cleanest, most fun road course racing battles we've seen here in SRN. What can you speak to that? I know you and Tyler, you race all the time, but with you, Tyler, and then racing Adrian, who y'all barely know, with, all this immense respect between all three of y'all together, it was a beautiful thing. What would you like to say about that?
Yeah, it's just that's what makes this so fun. Is stuff like that right there. You don't get that kind of racing in officials on our racing, so to have it over here just makes it, the decision to come run this series all the much better. Yeah, just a lot of fun. I race with Tyler like this all the time, and this isn't the first race we ran side by side like this to the finish. And just want to say congrats to those guys, and a lot of fun.
A great battle tonight here at Road America. Dustin Montgomery, you come out on top. Next week, you're heading to Kansas. You already got 2 wins on the season, man. What's the game plan?
Yeah, I guess we're going to try to do it like Vegas is what we'd like to do. But, I don't know that there'll be another night where I get to run away with it like that. So we'll just, we'll prepare the best we can, and then I'll lean on my teammates for some info, and we'll see how it shakes out.
All right. Well, Dustin Montgomery, congratulations on the race victory here tonight at Road America. 2 wins on the season, back-to-back, and feeling pretty strong heading into Kansas next week. Congratulations once again. Best of luck to you.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Driver of the number 12, Dustin Montgomery. And the driver who ended up finishing second tonight, Tyler Justice. There to the end, Tyler. You look like you're more sideways than you were straight, man. That was a wild battle to the end between your teammate, Dustin Montgomery, and, of course, dueling it out with Adrian Schumacher. Speak to just how great that battle was, how intense it was from your point of view.
It was really awesome. It definitely made me sweat a lot. Those 2 guys were really good. Dustin did a heck of a job, as well as Adrian. That was a fun battle there. Especially me starting, wherever I did, trying to work my way up to them. It was a task for sure. And then once we got to battle in there, it was just, I don't know, whoever made the least amount of mistakes. I was super sloppy tonight. Pretty disappointed in myself because I had finally gotten back, around Dustin. And then the next lap, I go into turn 2 and start wheel hopping it, looking in my mirror, and blew the corner, and he got back by me. And then at that point, I was mad at myself, started driving way too hard, and just roasted the rear tires and just couldn't really do anything. But hats off to Dustin. Congrats to him. And I want to apologize to Seth Berger. I had some issues at the beginning of the race, just overdriving the corners, and I kind of ran him wide and off in the sand. So I want to apologize to him. But yeah, it was a fun race, fun battle there at the end. Glad to be a part of it, obviously, but I got to work on some things and get a little bit more consistent if I, want to get one of these wins here soon.
Well, It was a fantastic battle, Tyler. I think, getting it done here in the discipline of road courses will add to the fact that you're just a very consistent driver overall. And of course, it's should to be expected out with the Phase 2 Chassis Works guys bringing in of a consistency week in and week out. But tonight was a great run here. Doing it out at Road America. Next up is Kansas, back to the 1.5 miles. You can lean on a little bit of what you did last week at Vegas. What are you feeling for Kansas?
I don't know. Last week setup was fairly tight, so Dustin seems to excel with that type of setup. So if it's the same build of sorts, he might have have another good day here and going for 3 in a row. So just gonna try to pick his brain a little bit probably to see how he drives that and see if we can put in some laps over this week and get a little bit better at it, and hopefully we'll have a shot. I mean, I don't really have any tracks that I don't like. I mean, I feel like I can do good at most of them. I have a few that are better for me. So Kansas is a decent one. So we'll see what happens.
Well, there it is. Second place finisher tonight, Tyler Justice, a part of that crazy 3-car battle for that entire span towards the end. Tyler, congratulations on the second place finish. Best luck to you next week at Kansas.
Yes, sir. And give a shout out to all my teammates at Phase 2 Chassis Works, Liquid Molly, everybody in the league, and you guys in the broadcast booth. Thank you.
Appreciate the kind words as always, Tyler. That was second place finisher tonight, Tyler Justice. The one getting it there in that 6 machine out of Phase 2 Chassis Works. And we'll bring in our third place finisher tonight, Adrian Schumacher. Adrian, man, I know that is a frustrating way for things to end for you tonight, but a very, very fun battle there at the end. What can you say about just the level of difficulty it was to duel it out with those Phase 2 Chassis Works guys tonight at Road America?
Yeah, gosh, I wish I could have that one back. But yeah, it was a very good, fun battle. I mean, those guys are fast. Definitely gonna have to practice to get on another level to surpass. But yeah, it was really fun. Racing side by side, not like banging doors. It was actual racing, and I didn't have that for a while. It was really fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Adrian, this was one of the few times I can really see you have real competition here at the front for these road courses, where you have to battle it out physically on track, multiple laps on end. Difference for you maybe to as opposed to maybe just running away with one of these bad boys. You have to fight this one out.
Yeah, definitely. It was all fight tonight. Yeah, if I didn't go wide there, I think I would have had it. But yeah, after that, just to catch up to them, it hurt. I knew I saved those tires for the win.
It seemed like a very intriguing battle. I know the mistake there put you on the back foot. You have to chase these guys back down, but you were there towards the end, ready in case if something happened. I know third place for anyone else would be something almost a win for them, but for you, I know it's this one's gonna hurt. You do have next week to move on though with Kansas. I know it's not a road course. I know it's a typical 1.5 miles, but tire savings is definitely going to come into play. How do you feel about your chances there?
I usually do pretty good at Kansas. Just if there's long green flag runs, that's what I'm hoping for, and I think that's what I'm gonna do good at. And if my internet corroborates.
Well, certainly. Congratulations, Adrian, on the podium finish tonight. You'll still leave at least with getting your entry fee paid back. And yeah, best luck to you next week at Kansas, brother.
Yeah, I gotta play that tax game. But yeah, I'd like to thank Saints of Speed, Sonus, Lakeside Marine, my tank racing teammates, everybody in SRN that puts this together, and Thank you for broadcasting this race. Must have had fun up here.
Oh, y'all put on a great show. It was definitely a lot of fun to call tonight's race. Absolutely. I appreciate the battles that you two put on. Or I'm sorry, you three put on. You, Dustin, and Tyler tonight, because that was a lot of fun. Once again, congratulations on the podium, man. Best luck to you at Kansas, and hopefully we're talking to you then.
Thanks, man.
As driver of the number 0, Adrian Schumacher. And so that is our podium finishers for tonight's race. We're going to go ahead and look at our post-race results for this evening's running at Road America. It was a chaotic run to the end, but there was one driver who came out on top. It was the 12 of Dustin Montgomery. Let's go ahead and go through our race results, and you can see them on your screen now. Dustin Montgomery, the winner, 1 second clear of Tyler Justice. Adrian Schumacher coming home in the third position there. Of course, we heard from those three. The first out of phase 2 chassis works, Adrian Schumacher out of Tank Racing. Gabriel Ellison with a nice clean run to the end there, finishing 4th for Jonathan Byer Racing. Max Service coming home in that 5th position in that 81 machine for Tank Racing. Logan Truitt, a brilliant recovery drive. Unfortunate that he gave up a top 5 position for that speeding penalty, but a brilliant recovery drive nonetheless from restarting at the back at the stage caution. It'll be 6th for Logan Truitt. The 77 to Seth Berger, the 7 to Joshua Balliet. They duel it out to the end. The Tank Racing drivers 7th and 8th. David Robertson out of Elliott Sadler Esports finishes 9th, and Jackson Wade finishing in that 10th position. Jacob Zala comes home in that 11th position. Scott Kalal 12th. Jonathan Byer 13th, the last driver on the lead lap. They're dueling it out to the end with Dustin Montgomery across the stripe. Paul Bliss comes home in 14th, 1 lap off the pace. Scotty Reinscheld 15th, 1 lap off the race, and Brandon Burkhart finishes in that 16th position, 1 lap off the pace. 2 laps down, we'll find James Harris in the 18 machine. Nathan De La Rosa finishes 18th in the 66 machine. Jason Akula finishes in, Blake Hensley finishes 19th, 6 laps off the pace as well. They were on the same lap as Nathan De La Rosa. Jason Akula, 20th place, 8 laps off the pace. Brad Fulham finishes 21st, 11 laps down. Sean Powell had a difficult day. After what looked like a promising start, he'll finish 12 laps down in 22nd. Bobby Anderson finishes 23rd, 18 laps off the pace. Drew Ballesteros, involved in the opening lap melee, finishes 24th, 19 laps off the pace. And Landon Cardulo, well, unfortunately, he finishes 25th tonight. He had plenty of time to join me in the booth this evening. He finishes 31 laps off the pace. A chaotic evening here in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. A very fun show tonight here for the Speed Racing Network Z Grills series at Road America. Again, road courses, you're not typically expecting these great battles all the way to the end, but maybe we just might have to start expecting them more, because that was something else. Of course, got to give a shout out to all of our series partners here at Speed Racing Network. A huge shout out to Fiverr, Glitch, and Z Grills, our series sponsors. Admin Box, they were on your screen the whole night tonight. SRN-Box, BOXX. Use that code for 10% off of your Admin Box purchases. Butt Kicker, of course, our commercial sponsor here at Speed Racing Network. EPI, of course, sponsoring Victory Lane and Select Blinds, working the rec replays this week. They were hard at work this week, providing us some great views back at some of the incidents this week. Well, again, it was a very fun show here at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. I think better than anyone could have anticipated. It was Dustin Montgomery getting his 2nd win on the season over some heavyweights like Tyler Justice, who won at Daytona, and Adrian Schumacher, the driver we normally see up front at these road races, duel it out to the end. Dustin Montgomery coming out on top. A huge shout out to the Speed Racing Network social medias outlets. Facebook, of course, at facebook.com/Speed Racing Network. Our Twitter at Speed Racing Net. Our Instagram, of course, Instagram.com/Speed Racing Network. YouTube, YouTube.com/Speed Racing Network. Twitch at Speed Racing Net. Twitch.tv/Speed Racing Net. That is LinkedIn, of course, LinkedIn.com/company/Speed Racing Network. The website, of course, where you can catch up with all the updates to the series and points and get the schedule and all that jazz from speedracingnetwork.com. And yeah, I think that's going to do it. A great show tonight once again. Great battles. The top 2 in points. They'll extend their points lead to a finishing first and second tonight. Adrian Schumacher got the stage victory tonight to help his case out a little bit and improve from that 5th position in points. Ellison and Service, the top 5, will hold station up there as well. But anyway, that'll do it from Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. For all at Speed Racing Network, I want to give a shout out to Jonathan Byer for giving me the opportunity to do this tonight. Lana Cardula for jumping up in the booth for most of the racing action tonight. And I'm Emerson Arden. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next week on Speed Racing Network Takes to Kansas.